I have a feeling this is going to be another quick episode because, well, there's not as much to talk about as there was with the first four. So, episode 6. Again, no real new information about Daybreak Town or about the villains, about what's really going on behind the scenes with Ames in this one. This one is focused on a man who has a human gear whose likeness is based on his dead daughter. And he's been trying to get this human gear to be basically like the top tier actress. Because before his daughter died, she was actually on her way to her first real role. So this is like him trying to use the human gear to keep the memory of his daughter alive. But according to Fuwa, that actually violates Article 6 of AI laws. Basically, without the express permission, you can't actually use someone else's likeness on a human gear. Because that basically just violates the law. And since the person that the human gear is based on is dead, they obviously can't give that express permission. But the way that Fuwa words this, he's being completely tone deaf to the man's grief, because again, this is a man's means of trying to stay connected to his daughter, because he really did love her that much, to the point where even when the human gear, Sine, I think her name's called, like when that human gear gets, even though that human gear gets damaged, he's still willing to protect her from the mind gear attacks. But again, Fuwa's being completely tone deaf here with how he considers it a blasphemy on humanity. I'm quoting the subs I used, but how is it blasphemous? Because I would think that human gears are already based, their human guys on an already existing person. Like that was the thing with Arato's father, because apparently Arato's father, we looked at this episode, Arato's dad died when Arato was still a baby, and so a human gear designed after him raised him. So that throws my theory of Arato being a human gear out the window. But it's Fuwa is ignoring the real grief this man is feeling because of his hatred towards human gears, and that again paints Fuwa as a tasteless prick, basically. But still, nonetheless, because of the revelation of last episode that Jin is Hirobi's son, Jin is naturally confused by what that actually means. Like, because I did pose a question last episode, because I thought, it is confirmed in this episode that Hirobi and Jin are human gears, but I was thinking, how exactly does that work? And it's the sense that Jin is Hirobi's creation and is by proxy his son. So, admittedly, that kind of thing just went over my head. Details like that always do. But we also see that Jin is actually confused when the man protects his human gear daughter after she's been damaged in the attack, and Sully gets this idea that parents are supposed to be protective of their children, which Hirobi throws out the window, because even though Jin clearly has the mind of a kid, he has the body of an adult and it's also an AI. So it's like he should be able to protect and take care of himself. So it's painting this weird picture in Jin's head about what a family should be like, and yeah, it's obvious they're probably going to do the same thing as they did with Parade in X8. Again, I know it's because Yuya Takahashi, he's he's writing for 01. He was also the head writer for X8. So I'm feeling that's exactly what they're going to do with Jin. The difference being that Jin became a Kamen Rider much earlier than Parad did. And yeah, I'll get to Kamen Rider Jin in a bit. So yeah, but yeah, when the Human Gear daughter is damaged, she suddenly starts thinking she actually is the person she's based on, and I think the idea is supposed to be that she's like the specific details of the man's daughter has been programmed into her. You know, so stuff about, you know, her being a voice actress and you know, being physically designed after the man's dead daughter. So there's this, suddenly she's thinking that she actually is his daughter brought back to life. So yeah, that obviously paints a bit of this weird picture where, you know, the man is still grieving over his daughter's death and has never really gone over it, because the person who looks like her is little more than just a proxy as far as he's concerned. Because he then tries to, like, when she starts speaking this, he's like, "No, you're not my daughter. You're just a robot." That kind of thing. I could have sworn they did something similar with Leela in Futurama. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was a point where in one of the movie, like after one of the movies, she actually died and was replaced by a robot. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I watched Futurama, and I never watched the finale. But yeah, one thing I did neglect to mention in last episode, Jin was trying to get his hand on one of 01's progress keys, and for the longest time I was wondering why. They're clearly capable of making their own progress keys, because, you know, that's how they've been able to make their Magirs, by placing the Setsumurize driver, or Setsumurizer, I think it's called. And, you know, they've been putting on a human gear to turn them into Magirs and giving them like their own version of a progress key. The difference being that the Magir progress keys are based on long extinct animals, so that's the motif. I think the idea with this is that stuff like the Flying Falcon progress key is connected to the satellite, which will thus allow Jin and Hirobi to transform into Kamen Riders. I think that's the argument anyway, except we already know that Hirobi started out as a Kamen Rider. Like obviously not in a traditional Kamen Rider sense, but he already had his own Kamen Rider form because he's the one who started. I think it's supposed to be he's the one who started the attack on Daybreak Town. I think that's the idea anyway. And it also talks of them trying to fix something called the Ark. I'm guessing this is supposed to be some kind of metaphor to show the superiority of the human gears over humanity. But yes, with the, I forget what it's called, but it's like this new driver that they have that allows them to hack into a progress key they use. In this case, the Flying Falcon progress key. Jin becomes connected to MetsuboJinrai.net, which I thought he was already, and becomes Kamen Rider Jin, and I love the outfit. I just love this outfit. It's like, too much pink energy is bad, but real men wear pink. I know that joke has been used before, but damn it, I don't care, because this suit just looks cool. It has this obviously has like this very machine-like appearance to it, but also still containing the animal theme, because he has like his helmet is like shaped like a falcon with the wing going off, and he even has like wings on the back. It's not just a case where the wings sprout out for a second for when he's flying and then they go back into his back. No, they actually stay like attached to the arms, kind of like a small shawl around the shoulders. That's actually like a really cool design aesthetic. And And you know, it's also obviously in reference to the fact to Jin wearing a hood. So yeah, I really do like that. And yeah, I just love the suit in general. Not sure how I feel about the belt. I'm still not even sure what the belt is called. I probably should have researched this before I started this video. But yeah, it is a legitimately awesome suit. Speaking of awesome suits, we also get the debut of Valkyrie Lightning Hornet. And Lightning Hornet just looks really cool. The white, the blue, and the gold, it all contrasts well. And I'm kind of agreeing with some of the fans where I feel as if this should have been her main suit, while Rushing Cheetah was her upgrade. But then again, it would be kind of cool if for her basic Kamen Rider form she would be able to fly right off the bat, because I have a feeling she's going to be using Lightning Hornet more often than Rushing Cheetah, because we've seen thus far that Vulcan has been using Punching Kong more than Shooting Wolf, despite Shooting Wolf being his main form. But yeah, I just love the look of the suit. I also love his ability where he can actually shoot little hornets at the Magier, because inevitably in the episode, Sena, I think that's what her name. I'll be sure to put the correction about here. And you know, she gets turned into a Magier. It's kind of like this weird frog-looking Magier. I guess it's like an extinct type of frog, but yeah, I've been liking the Magier suits thus far. They've been really cool. But I think it's like the frog one just looks off to me. It kind of reminds me of that of like this Ultraman villain, which it's like this weird giant head that kind of looks like drum cymbals. So yeah, that's one I'm not the biggest fan of, but otherwise I have been liking the other Magier suits, and they actually reused one of them in this episode. It's another flying type. I forget the name of it. Again, should have researched this before I really started this. But yeah, this inevitably results in the Flying Falcon Progress Key being stolen, being used for Jin. I ain't really got much else to say. It's a fine episode. Kind of brought down by Fua being a dick again, and you know, I get the idea it's supposed to be a hard ass, but it's like there's only so far you can really take it. It's part of the reason why Hiro Kagami was my least favorite character from Brave, because he was a dick, basically. That was my problem. He had good motivation, but he was such a dick about it. Yeah, same thing with Fua. He was just kind of being an ass. Oh well. But again, there's not much else to talk about with this episode. Not much in terms of main plot revelation. It's kind of like, it's just like basic filler, basically, to act as the debut for a couple of rider forms. But yeah. Probably next week's episode is going to be on a human gear who has a legit passion as a sports coach. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say, guys. Thanks for watching, and of course, if you like what you've seen here, click that like button, comment below, let me know what you think of the episode, let me know what you thought of this video, what else? Oh yeah, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to notifications, and of course, share this video on social media, Facebook, Twitter. I have a Tumblr now. I don't know if I'll put it in the description, but yeah, I have a Tumblr now. And of course, if you're curious and want to see more of my thoughts on other stuff, like be it real world thoughts, TV thoughts, film thoughts, that kind of thing, check out my Twitter below and check out my blogspot below. But that's it for today, guys. I'm Callum Lewis, the Media Hood, signing off.